Hi everyone, my name's Marisha, and this is my sidekick. What's your name?
Ricky.
Lincoln. I'm so excited to be starting this new adventure for all of you. Um, I have thought about doing this for a while, but I've been so nervous being in front of the camera, as you can tell. But I decided I wanted to share my love for cross stitching with all of you and meet so many new stitching friends. So bear with me while I try to figure this out and get more relaxed in front of the camera. I started cross stitching when I was really young with my grandmother. We actually did embroidery first. So she would like draw lines on some fabric or the little iron-ons that I'm sure you all have seen. And then after that, she would buy the pillowcases that had that had the lines on it already. And then I stopped for a long time. And then in 2017, I started doing it again. And I had bought some of those pillowcases again that had the printed cross stitching on it. And then after I got used to it again and I got back into it, I had started buying the counted cross stitching patterns. And I fell in love with the craft all over again. I have three sons, a 15-year-old that's Evan, I have a 6-year-old named Rowan, and then I have a 3-year-old that's Lincoln, who is home with me all the time. So you'll hear him and see him. I'm sure you'll hear and see the other ones, and you'll definitely hear about them. I'm also married to the most supportive and understanding husband ever. His name's Anthony. So I live with a mental illness and I share my story on a blog that I have. I want to be able to show others that they're not alone and that there's others out there that can help them. I also try to make it so that someone that doesn't have a mental illness are able to learn and be able to support people that they know with a mental illness. I'll link my blog in the description just in case you want to check it out. No obligation. I just figured some people might want to. I'm also on a weight loss journey. So far, since the beginning of the year, I've lost about 30, I think it's like 32 pounds. I've struggled with an eating disorder, like pretty much all as long as I can remember. And my weight has fluctuated many times up and down. So I'm trying to be as healthy as I can this time with losing weight. And I'm hoping to use these videos as like a accountability tool. So if I don't mention like how I've done this week, up, down, like weight loss, be sure to comment and make sure to hold me accountable for it. One other journey that I'm on is with my teeth. I'm sure that you've noticed that I have a big gap in my teeth. I had SAP surgery, which is like surgically assisted palate expansion. So they cut from one side of my jaw to the other, the top gums, one side to the other. And then they ended up breaking my palate, the top of my jaw. And then I had a palate expander, and I'd turn it each day and it would get wider. I was having a lot of jaw pain, to the point that like my jaw would lock up and I couldn't even open my mouth to eat. So that's what we're trying to do is expand my jaw so that it's even, and hopefully that won't happen anymore. So far since I've had the surgery, it hasn't happened at all. So we're in the process of closing it after I expanded my jaw. It's taking longer than I had hoped. I hate, like before my teeth were pretty straight and good, but because of the pain, we had to do something. So my last adjustment, we went up in the wire to start to close that gap. And then the next adjustment that I go to, we're going to go with the strongest wire and we're going to add power chains so it should close the gap faster. And I just like to share my updates as my smile changes with all of you, if you're okay with that. So I'm planning every Monday to upload a video. Monday to record, and then Wednesday I will upload the video after I've edited it and everything. There's the Easter Bunny. So first I'd like to show you, Lincoln, you gotta be quiet, okay? So the first thing I want to show you is the two most recent finishes that I have. The first one I did in memory of my uncle. He passed away just over a year ago from a glioblastoma, which is a type of brain cancer. As his last wish, the Never Done Foundation, which I'm going to link for all of you to check out, they helped my uncle to be able to take one last trip to his favorite part of the country, which is Glacier National Park in Montana. My uncle was a truck driver for a very long time, and whenever he went to Montana, he always stopped and stayed there longer than he had to. And he always talked about buying land and building a house out there. So I'm hoping to visit there someday to see the beauty that he saw. So the first project that I'm going to show, I did in memory of him. It took me a lot longer than most of my other projects, just because every time I stitched, it brought out like raw emotions of his passing, and I'd stop and remember the memories that we have together. Okay. So this is number P95, Glacier National Park by Pattern Design Studios on Etsy. And I did it on a 14 count opal white Aida. And then my most recent finish, just in the last few weeks, probably even just like a week ago, I did Emerald City by Owl Forest. It's a free pattern that they put out. It was a stitch along, but I didn't do it with the stitch along. I did it on 18 count, and it's an Aida that I dyed specifically for this project. I did this for my cousin that is due for her first baby in August, and she's doing a Wizard of Oz themed nursery, so there's that. The only thing different is I didn't use their specific dyed threads. I just used DMC, and then I added some sparkles here and there with their Itoli line, so just to make it a little more special. So the next thing I want to talk about is my whips. Right now I have 7 going, but I also have 2 more that are planned. I'm waiting for the materials in the mail. So what I do is each day of the week I assign a project for all 7 days. And then some of the days have 2 just because, like, if it's a stitch along, I finish those usually before the month is up, so I need something else on the weeks that I've already finished it. So on Mondays, right now I'm working on the ABC Dinosaur Stitch Along by Clouds Factory. It's hard to tell. I think I'm going to need to get like a ring light or something for over here. But this is Grace Notes Fabrics, and it's an 18 count, and it's called Sarah. Corinne was so nice, and she actually sent me this fabric to do my Minecraft stitch along that I'm designing on it. And so that then I can show it to my group and they can purchase it to stitch it on also. So what she sent me was a large piece, so I cut off what I needed, and then I'm doing this one on it, the extra, and I really hope that's okay, Corinne. So I'm a little bit behind on this project. Obviously this is just January, and then I just started February. What happened was I started this already, like in January when the first one came out, but I stitched it too far to the left, so I like started way over here. What I did was I put the two of these like right in the center instead of putting like the center where it was supposed to be. So I couldn't fit the next installment in March on the other side. So, and then like being a perfectionist, I was like, every time I look at this, just gonna know that I did it wrong. So I couldn't keep it. So I still have it. It's in the it's in a bag, but I've probably just throw it away. But so I had to start over. So I'll put a picture just to show you what I had done before, but it's just the installments in the wrong spot. I'm hoping that I can catch up on this in May. So like I'll finish February's. I'm hoping I can finish February's in April, and then I'll do March. Maybe not. March and April and May, and then maybe May and June in June. So maybe it will be the end of June that I get caught up, but we'll try. I'll hope. But yeah, so that's Mondays. And then on Tuesdays, I have two different projects. The first one is a pattern of my grandmother that I did, and this is just some felt to hold it on tighter. But this is a picture of my grandmother. I think it was like picked a pat or something like that I had just put a picture of my grandmother, and it came up with a pattern. And this is on 18 count white. I've kind of been kind of slow on this one. It's kind of the same reason of my uncle. Like, there's a lot of memories. My grandmother's passed away. She was a huge influence for me. I'm working on test stitching a stitch along that I've designed. So it's a 90s cartoon stitch along. The frame has come out already, so I'll put a picture of that here, but I don't want to show what I'm working on just because it's a stitch along, it's a mystery, nobody knows what's going to come out, and I'm sure some of my people that are doing it are going to watch this. The fabric that I'm doing it on, which you'll see in the picture, is actually a fabric that was designed specifically for the stitch along by Fabric Flare, and then it's being sold by Stitchery Express, which I will share the link with you in the description. By the way, I'm going to be linking everything that I mention or that you hopefully that you see in the video, just so if you're looking for it, you can find it. The release of my stitch along is coming out June 1st, and then you can join my Facebook group to be able to get all the information about joining and when they come out and all that stuff. So on Wednesdays, I'm doing, of course this is kind of folded over, but I'm doing my first ever temperature chart. So this one I'm doing is by Screaming Goat Design, and it's a galaxy stitch along. I'm really loving it so far. I'm doing it on a black 14 count Ada. It's nothing fancy. I just like got it off Amazon. I hate that you can like see through it. I'll have to figure out, like, maybe I can change my spot for next time so you can see better, but what was I saying? Okay, so then the other pattern that I was doing on Wednesdays, because this literally takes me like maybe an hour on Wednesdays, so I need something else for the day. I was doing the Wizard of Oz, but I finished that, so I'm gonna have to come up with something else to add there. So on Thursdays, right now, I'm working on the Epic Storybook Princesses by Clouds Factory. It's a huge pattern. It's 647 by 397 stitches. I'm doing this on an 18 count Ada that it was just white, and I dyed it myself with the Rit dye, the Aquamarina. So yeah, it's huge. The other one that I do, because that can get overwhelming with it being so big, the other one that I am going to be doing that I haven't started yet is the Bluey, like the cartoon Bluey from on Disney. They have a stitch along. that just started. It's by Olivia and Lee Studios. And I think, yeah, they've only done the frame so far. So I have to start on that. But my fabric just came in the mail, which I'll show you. So on Saturdays, I just started this. It's the Frosted Pumpkins new stitch along that just started in April. It's called Under the Sea. So I'm starting. I started on the first one. So there's a dolphin, and then there's like a little mermaid that goes up above it that I haven't done yet, but I'll finish it probably this week or at the latest next week. So this is done on an 18 count ice blue Aida. And then I'm going to need another one for Saturdays because that stitch along shouldn't take me all month. This month I didn't start until like last week. So, yeah, I'm not done yet, but, and then on Sundays I just started, this pattern. It's going to be like a ring of cactuses. And it's by Sweet Stitch Art on Etsy. And then the pattern has writing like in the middle of it, but it's not what I'm doing it for a friend, and that's not what she wanted it to say. So I haven't picked up the font yet, but I have to look at the free font website that they have and pick the size and everything. But she wants to be able to hang it by her front door, and it's going to say, "Take your damn shoes off" in the middle so that people take their shoes off. And I'm really excited. Like, I haven't done very many for other people before. Like the first one I've actually done for someone else is the Wizard of Oz one. So like being able to do ones for friends and stuff, it's kind of exciting. So last week I ended up doing 3,468 stitches for the week. The only thing is I didn't track which project I did which stitches for. I just like wrote down like Monday I did this many, Tuesday I did this many. It should be pretty much what I do for the week, but I know last week like I didn't have the Wizard of Oz. I'm trying to think. I didn't have the Bluey. Yeah, so I did a lot on the dinosaur one, and then I did quite a bit on the 90s stitch along, just so I can kind of get a few patterns ahead of when the releases are. I've had other test stitchers like that are almost done, so I know that it will be good to come out, but for myself, I wanted to be able to get it done before they come out. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is what fun things I get in the mail. I don't know if it will be every week because I don't really order a ton. But when things do come in, I'll definitely show you. So this week I had 2 fabrics that came in. I bought them both from the Stitchery Express that designed the fabric for my stitch along. And then they're both the fabric flare because they do sell other brands and stuff. But this is a printed Aida. Or, they have linen and stuff too. But so they're both 18 count that I got. The first one that I got, it's 17.5 by 19.5 inch fabric. And then this one's called Conversation Heart. And it actually has like the opalescence in it. I don't have a specific project for this fabric. I just really liked it, so I got it. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to let me know, like comment and say like, oh my gosh, this pattern would look so good on that. Because I buy a lot of fabrics that I have no idea what I would do with them. So let me know. And then the next one I got is also the 17.5 by 19.5. And this one is called Spring Mist. And then I got this one for the Bluey stitch along, so I'll be starting that. I'm going to need to get something or change my position because you can't even really see. That one's a little bit better, but so there's like greens and blues and purples, pinks. It's really pretty. So I'm going to do the Bluey stitch along on that. And then I think that's really all I have for this week. Like I said, I'm hoping to record every Monday so I can like go over what I did for that week. Because I do a lot of stitches. Like my goal is 500 stitches a day. So like that's a lot for a project, every single week. So it'll be good just, for everybody to see it and do it. Um, so let me know what else you'd like to see. Like I have, like I said, I have tons of fabrics that I can like go through and show you guys. Like I can show you my organization. Like I have the Pip and Chip bobbins, so I can show you guys that. Yeah, just let me know what you want to see or for me to show you. I really hope you enjoyed my first video. Again, I'm super nervous. Like this is the first time doing this, so hopefully as I do it more, I'll get more relaxed and it will be better. And like I said, I'm gonna try. Like I just picked this spot. I might try a different spot in the house just because the lighting, and I know it's like really bright back there. So we'll see what we can do for the next video. Be sure to subscribe so that you can like get notifications when I upload the next videos. And I'll see you next week.